Hello there, and welcome to the Go Home Show. I am Cy the Guy. As always, let's dive into this Monday Night Raw review. I'm going to just say something right now before we even cue up the intro. This show was fire. This show was fire. Straight flames of Hades. Did we see one bad segment tonight? I don't even think this show had one bad segment all night. Which, when's the last time you've been able to say that about any WWE programming? It's been a long time, right? So I feel like we should appreciate the show we got, but also, guys, this is the standard we need to hold them to. If we're not getting shows like this, we're not getting our money's worth. We're not getting our money's worth. Monday Night Raw was in Omaha, Nebraska tonight. So needless to say, I was not expecting the lively crowd that we got. But we got, when you write a good show, and you present a good show, you get a lively crowd. That's how it works. It's this crazy concept that TKO doesn't understand. So we got the Reigns and Fatu contract signing. That was a very good segment. We got the Breaker Rollins brawls, not one, but two of them. Both pretty good. We also got the Obafemi Open Challenge, the first Monday Night Raw edition of the Obafemi Open Challenge. Anyway, I'll tell you my thoughts on that. And then the cherry on top of this nice, soft, glistening piece of cheesecake we got tonight was the Sol Ruca Becky Lynch segment. Believe it or not, we had a good women's segment on the show. So I don't know what the writing team did differently. I don't know if we brought different people in. I don't know if they used ChatGPT. Then they paid for the upgraded version. I don't know what the difference was with tonight's show, but this is what we should be getting week in and week out. So we're going to dive right into this after the intro, so make sure you stick around. Welcome back after that banger of an intro. We're going to go ahead and kick off with what we got in the main event tonight. We're going to start off. Roman Reigns and Jacob Fatu had a contract signing for their match at Backlash, taking place on Saturday from Tampa, Florida. Reigns cut a good promo, man. Reigns, he started the festivities off tonight in the main event. He grabs the microphone. I do kind of like what he said, where he kind of used Jacob's promo that he cut and kind of flipped it on him, where Jacob was saying he wants better education for his children. He wants bigger schools. He wants a better house. He wants more cars, right? Roman said, he put it in a way that actually made a lot of sense. Roman said, you're worried about education for your kids, for your 7 kids. I'm worried about 170 kids, meaning he's worried about all the kids in their entire family. He's saying, you want better education for your 7 kids. I want a better education for 7 generations. So I do like the way he put that. Roman Reigns, when he shows up to work, man, whether it's on the mic, whether it's in the ring, Roman Reigns, when he shows up to work, he is damn good. So then we got Jacob Fatu. Fatu responded. He fired back. It was okay. Wasn't quite up to the standard of his promo he just cut a couple weeks back. But Jacob Fatu, the whole thing that they're trying to portray is he's kind of unhinged right now, right? The one thing that I will say about this segment that really didn't make any sense to me is we got a backstage segment with the Usos earlier in the night, and Kathy Kelly, I believe it was interviewing them, and they said they're here specifically just in case things get crazy. Just in case things fly off the handle, they're here just to back up the OTC. Well, they didn't come out at all. And Roman got his ass kicked again. So Roman gets tongue and death gripped again. He gets thrown, was trying to throw him through the table, but the leg busted out and the table slipped underneath. Not even going to call that a botch. I don't know what happened there. But it almost looked better that the table didn't break. if I'm being honest. It looked like it hurt more. But yeah, Roman got put through a table. He got tongue and death gripped again. And the Usos, there was not a peep from them in this segment. So this also leads into my prediction that I hope that this is the case, but I hope they're swerving us and the Usos actually end up joining Jacob Fatu. I think that's how you keep this bloodline story that you're retelling us from being the exact same as the last time you told it to us, because it does. It needs to be different. You need to book this in a more interesting way than the same thing we got for 4 years. How do you do that? You have the Usos turn on Roman from the get-go and join Jacob. And then Roman has to go out and find members of the family, so to speak. I mean, we know Tama Tonga and Tala Tonga aren't actual members of the Anawa'i family. In fact, they're not even Samoan, they're Tongan. But we know that Roman, he'll have to find other members to have his back as his cousins, Jimmy and Jay, team up with his other cousin in Jacob. And maybe we get the debut of Zilla, and Zilla gets that rub just from being associated with Roman Reigns. So I'm hoping that's the route that we go here. And I think that would be really interesting TV. But as far as this segment in particular, I mean, it works because they're trying to portray Jacob as unhinged. And how do you do that? You have him bust out a move that we haven't seen in forever. They're trying to sell the move to us as being this special move that not everybody gets to do, right? It's Roman even said tonight, it's specifically for when you're getting jumped at a bar 8-1, right? I thought that was a good line, good way of selling the move. So they're portraying Jacob as unhinged. And it's working because that's the Jacob Fatu. Those of us who knew of him before he joined WWE, that's the Jacob Fatu we all know and love. So I think it's going to work. And what it's doing currently is making us excited for the match, despite the fact that we're going into the match knowing the outcome. And if you don't know the outcome, I'm going to need you to get your head checked. I'm going to need you to go home, read a book, maybe do some vocab words, maybe take a spelling test. Because if you think Roman Reigns is losing at Backlash, your IQ's just not up to par. So Roman's winning, but this is at least getting you excited to see the match. And at the end of the day, if you're going to give us predictable, it needs to be a good predictable. And that's what this has become. It's a good predictable. Next segment I'm going to talk about. We got not one, but we got two Braun Breaker and Seth Rollins brawls tonight. They weren't... I mean, I know we've seen so many pull-apart brawls, especially on this god-awful, unpaved, pothole-laden road to WrestleMania that we just got off of. I know there was so many pull-apart brawls on this WrestleMania build this last time around. But I felt like tonight they didn't overdo it. I feel like the pull-apart brawls, I mean, they weren't really pull-apart, really. Security came out after the fact. So I didn't mind them because they didn't overdo it in their typical WWE uncreative writing fashion, right? I didn't feel like they overdid it, and it came off really well on TV. I thought it fit the rivalry that we're getting with Breaker and Seth, and I feel like it fits the scenario, right? These two guys, they're really building that they hate each other, they can't stand each other. Rollins wants his revenge, but he's having a hard time getting it because he's outnumbered. I think it's a good story that they're telling so far. And it's just, it makes you think it's a damn shame that Breaker got hurt before WrestleMania. Because if we had gotten this match and like the payoff to this build at WrestleMania, I think it would have really helped that WrestleMania card not suck ass. But I digress. We're getting it at Backlash. Can't really complain. It's going to be a great match. And I don't think it's going to be a one-off match in their feud either. It's definitely got me more interested in the match and the feud as a whole. They're building interest. One thing I want to point out, I don't know how Seth's ribs are going to hold up. I mean, Rollins is often injured. We know this, which sucks because he's phenomenal in the ring. But pretty soon, Seth Rollins, he's going to be like Vegeta or Goku in the medical capsule after getting his ass kicked from Dragon Ball Z, for my DBZ fans out there. Because I don't know how his ribs are going to hold up. He's eaten so many spears in the last few weeks. And Braun Breaker is not a guy that you could pay me enough to get speared by. So, especially the dude runs 23 miles a fucking hour. No, thank you. Pass on that. I think it's great. And like I said, it's a shame Braun got hurt before Mania, because this would have been a great match. Great addition to the card of WrestleMania. Now it's time. We're going to make this a signature segment here on the Go Home Show. So this is the debut of this segment. So if consider yourself lucky, you're watching this firsthand. This is the first go. We're going to start this segment, Cooking or Cooked, where I go over pretty much the top 4 segments of this show, and I give you my opinion. Did they cook, or is it cooked? All right, let's start off here. Item number 1, Reigns and Fatu. I think it's pretty obvious that they're cooking with this, right? This is the entree. This is the main course of the meal. This is the steak and potatoes. And I think they cooked it. It's a nice medium rare on the steak, right? And the potatoes are done perfectly. I think they're building that exactly how they need to. Then we got Rollins and Breaker. I think that's a nice pre-entree, right? So it's a 2-part entree. I think Rollins and Breaker would be like, they're kind of like the soup or the salad that you get with your steak, right? But it's perfection. It's really good. It's a damn good salad. The chicken is beautiful on there. It's got the croutons sprinkled on there like Salt Bae with the croutons. It's a damn good salad. Then we got Sol Ruca and Becky, which was the other big segment on the show, in my opinion. They're cooking with that. They're absolutely cooking with that, chat. It's a nice appetizer. That would be your fried pickles or your mozzarella sticks. That was Sol Ruca and Becky Lynch. Mozzarella sticks are cooked beautifully. They're fried to a crisp. Nice cheese pull on there that you could share on TikTok for days, right? And then the sauce that goes with the cheese sticks. Perfect. Nice, saucy. You have enough for all of your mozzarella sticks, because I know we all hate when you run out, right? But it was a nice appetizer. Then we got Obafemi's Open Challenge. I'm going to say that's on a simmer. That's on a simmer on the back burner. Reason why is we've only had one match as a part of Oba's Open Challenge. Was it a hot start? I mean, it's a hot start from the aspect of he lifted up Otis, which is impressive. It's an impressive feat, and it was short. It was what it needed to be. But if they keep feeding him guys like Otis and Grayson Waller every single week, this is going to suck. So, decent start, but it's on a simmer on the back burner. It's all about the follow-up, baby. We got to see what that follow-up is like. What seasonings are they going to add in there while it's simmering on the back burner? It's like it's an all-day crock pot meal, right? What are we putting in there to get to the end of that 8 to 10 hours when that thing is ready and we pop that lid off? Next segment we're going to talk about the Sol Ruca Becky Lynch segment. I never thought I would rank this as my favorite thing on the show, But I think it's just because it surprised me so much. I was not expecting Sol Ruka and Becky Lynch to deliver the segment they did, even though the Soul Snatcher at the end was botched. Soul's Vans that she was wearing must have slipped off the bottom rope. Even though that was botched, it was a damn good segment. I mean, I don't know how you watch that segment and don't get excited about Sol Ruka, who, in my opinion, is the future of this women's division. She really is. I think Sol Ruka is absolutely the future of this. And I think if you book this correctly, realistically, and this is where it sucks that WrestleMania next year is in Saudi, because if it were up to me, I would book this to where we get Roxanne going in as the World Heavyweight Champion versus Sol Ruka for that World Heavyweight Championship. And that would be my WrestleMania 43 Saudi. I know it sucks it's in Saudi because, you know, there's going to be no crowd reaction for it. But that would be my match that I would book, is because, you know, I think that's the future of Monday Night Raw women's division. It's Roxanne and Sol Ruka. And I don't think you can get better than that, man. Sol Ruka can go. So Sol sounded good. I mean, she called Becky a big-headed bitch, which I thought was great. She sounded natural. She sounds natural. A lot of the women on this roster, when they cut promos, I mean, just look at like Charlotte. Charlotte still doesn't sound natural when she cuts a promo. Sol Ruka sounded like that's like if you met her outside of the arena tonight, that she would talk the exact same way. And when you're cutting a promo, that's how it needs to sound. Like it's you. Like that's how you are. So I thought it was a damn good back and forth between her and Becky. Becky went to slap Sol, and Sol moved out of the way, and she slapped the fuck out of Adam Pearce. I thought that was a pretty good little element sprinkled in there. I thought this was great. Becky didn't come off as a cringe master like she usually does. Can't ask for more than that. I think Sol is well on her way. I think she needs to beat Becky for the IC title. I really do. I think that IC title on Becky Lynch, I think that timer is ticking. The sand through the hourglass is sprinkling down. They should get me to do the opening for Days of Our Lives. Like sands through the hourglass, so is Becky's IC title. The clock's ticking. Next up, I'm just going to give you my thoughts on the overall show as a whole. Raw was great tonight. It was a damn good show. When's the last time, chat, we've been able to just sit back, enjoy an episode of Monday Night Raw, and say, you know what? This was actually a damn entertaining show. And everything they did on the show that has to do with Backlash got you more excited than you were previously to watch the show. So I will be watching Backlash, and I'm kind of interested to see what happens, you know, after the Roman Reigns Jacob Fatu match, because Roman Reigns is not losing. No, he's not losing just because he was pulled out of dates for June. Okay, why don't we use our fucking minds a little bit? But I'm interested to see what happens after the match, storyline-wise. This is not a one and done. This will not be a one and done match. This is going to be a feud that will span across multiple PLEs. So, and it's good. That's a good booking decision, which I can't believe those words after the shit we've been given are coming out of my mouth. Next up, Sol, Becky Lynch. I just talked about that. Great way to kick off Sol's official start on Monday Night Raw. I think Sol will be a great addition to the women's division, and I think she needs to take that title off of Becky, and I think that's the payoff to this that we all need. Oba Femi, the open challenge, it started off decent. I'm not going to say it started off great because Otis, you know, it boggles my mind that we keep Otis and we keep Tozawa around, but you couldn't find use for the Motor City Machine Guns to fix this god-awful tag division, and you couldn't find a use for Aleister Black. But we kept Otis and Tozawa and Maxine Dupree, who, if you put them, all three of those people together, Can't even lace up Aleister Black's boots. So, not a fan of that, but that's a different topic. I think it was what it needed to be. It was quick as far as the initial open challenge match goes. Obviously, as we go through this, and I would actually say I would not want this on the show every single week. I don't think it needs to be on the show every single week, because then if you keep just feeding people to Oba and he keeps winning in like, less than 30 seconds, if we keep that up every week, it's going to get boring fast. And you're going to burn the audience out of Obafemi squashing guys, and that's not what you want. I don't think he needs to be on the show every week. So if we can keep this so it's not on the show every single week, and the more matches we get in the open challenge, they become more and more competitive, right? Against a Sheamus, against, I don't know, Rusev again, insert whoever you feel like would give Oba a good challenge. As long as the matches are competitive as we advance to our end goal of Obafemi beating Roman Reigns for the World Heavyweight title, which I would like to see at SummerSlam. Some people are saying WrestleMania. No, I think you don't need to wait an entire year. But if that's the end goal, then we need to book this right. And how we book this correctly is by making Oba still feel special, despite the fact that, he's going to go on this tear through the roster. And there's two ways to do that. You have him not on the show every single week. And when he is on the show, we need to remember what we see. So then the next question is, do we trust this uncreative writing team led by Paul Levesque, the doofus son-in-law, as some of you know him, or Playhouse Disney Paul? Do we trust him in this uncreative writing team to book this correctly? I'll believe it when I see it. That's the approach I'm taking with this creative team. What have they shown us to give them our trust as fans? And all they do is prove that they don't give a flying fuck what we think or say. According to Nick Khan, we're the vocal minority. So I don't trust them until they prove to me that they know what they're doing. So we'll see. That's why this Obafemi Open Challenge is on the simmer on the back burner. But overall, the show was straight flames. Straight flames of Hades. So hopefully we can keep this going. I would love to keep this going. I love being able to come on here. I'm in a good mood. I'm not half asleep because I'm fucking exhausted from watching dog shit for 3 hours. Right? If we get more shows like this, man, I'm all game for it. I'm all game, because between this and what Dynamite has given us the last 2 weeks, 2 out of 3 good wrestling shows, right? That's not bad. I have zero hope for SmackDown. SmackDown's a fucking joke. In fact, the only downside to this Monday Night Raw is we got to turn around on Friday and go right back to SmackDown. SmackDown. But hopefully they keep it up with Monday Night Raw, man. This was a damn good show. This was the show that we have wanted to see. These are the kinds of Raws we thought we were going to get on the road to WrestleMania. This is the type of show we've been asking for since WrestleMania, that god-awful WrestleMania ended. Finally, they give us something to digest. They give us something to get us a little bit excited. You feel that in the air? It's maybe a little bit of hope creeping up, and maybe they're doing it on purpose just to fucking crush our hopes next Monday. But we'll see. We'll see. We got to call a spade, guys. This was a damn good show. So let me know what you guys thought. Am I alone in this thinking? Or did you feel that way too? Because I thought this was a damn good show. So let me know what you guys think. Like this video, subscribe to the channel, hit the bell for notifications, comment on this video, let me know what you guys think. I'm always game to go back and forth with you in the comments, no problem. Let me know. if WWE can continue on this trajectory, we can get some very good television. So hopefully it continues. Thank you so much for joining me today. I'm Cy the Guy. As always, this is the Go Home Show. I'll see you guys tomorrow with a news update. We're going to be talking about the New Day and JC Mateo and Tongaloa, my guy, my fellow Tongan, Tongaloa. My dream of getting the Gorillas of Destiny versus the Usos is now dead and gone, dead in the water. Never going to see it again. So I'm going to be talking about that tomorrow. Join me tomorrow as I discuss these things. And I will see you all then. Thank you so much. Let's take this channel to the moon. I'm trying to, take this to the next level. I'm trying to get up there with the likes of some of these guys, like JD from NY. I'm trying to get up there with like Solomonster, BC Amplified, Santi Zap. I mean, gosh, there's so many talented individuals in this space. So help me get there. Join my Go Home Show family, and let's take this thing where it needs to go. I will see you guys tomorrow. Thank you so much.